information leading to the whereabouts of this child, please call this number toll-free, etc.
That's good. It's brief. It'll get their attention.
I hope so. I'll tell you what, I'll lead with it on the midday news and then close with it, too. How's that?
No, I want it on sooner than that. And then I'll break in with a special report after we get the picture.
Good idea.
Who do you think Keith is, anyway?
Well, he had to go all the way home to find that picture of Andy, didn't he? I mean, who knows? Maybe he had trouble finding one that was clear enough or recent enough.
What about school pictures? I have dozens of Wendy's all over the house.
Oh, relax, Stephanie. He'll find something. I know he will. I'll get that. It's probably Jim Riley anyway. Hello, Stephanie Wyatt's office. Yes, Mr. Clark. This is Sonny Adamson. How can I help you? Oh, that's wonderful. Yes, sir. I'll be sure and tell her right away. Well, we don't have one at the moment, but as soon as we do, I'll send it over by messenger. How's that? Oh, thank you so much, and I hope we can return the favor someday. Bye-bye. Well, that was Winston Clark over at WTQP. He's going to run a piece at noon, but he needs a picture of Andy as soon as we get one.
All right, we'll give it to him. Do you know what I just thought? And I don't know why I didn't think about this earlier.
What?
A reward. Save some room in the special report vault.
That's a wonderful idea. How much?
$5,000 for the information leading to the whereabouts of Andy.
$5,000. Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
Sorry I'm late. I had a heck of a time trying to find a good picture.
Is this recent?
Her last birthday.
Oh, look at that expression on her face. Isn't that typical?
I know, you couldn't get a smile out of her on a bet. Listen, should I take this and get it blown up somewhere?
Yeah, there's a lab right upstairs. I'll show you.
Okay. I'll call Winston back and tell him about the reward. Keith, get a move on. We haven't got much of a time to waste, all right?
Yeah.
This is Search for Tomorrow. I wouldn't expect anything less from the Herald. Thank you, Clyde. Well, the problem we're having is, the reason there's so much urgency about it is that she has juvenile diabetes. Well, she may know that there's something wrong with it, but she has no idea how serious it is. That's right. She was in the hospital having tests when she ran away, and the doctors didn't even get a chance to explain her condition to her or tell her how to take care of herself. That's right. Well, that's the reason it's so serious. If she's out there and alone and goes into coma... Okay. Well, I would really appreciate it if you'd run the piece in the evening edition if you can. I'll get the picture of Andy over to you right away. Okay, Clyde, thanks a lot. All right, bye-bye.
Am I interrupting anything?
Oh, no. We've all turned the office into a command center to try to find Andy. You want some coffee?
No, thanks.
You probably got just as much sleep as I did last night.
I kept wondering where Andy slept.
Oh.
Last night it just got so cold.
I hope she had the good sense to curl up by Scratcher and at least try to keep warm.
I guess that could have helped, but Stephanie, she's so thin and she's too sick and too little to be out on the road or anything.
Stop that. If we start projecting about what might happen to her, we'll never get anything done.
I know.
And if you're going to stay around here, I'd like for you to work. I will not have any hand-wringing going on.
You're right. I'm sorry.
I thought you were going to stay home in case she came by there.
I asked my landlady to watch out for her. I thought I could be of more help to you.
Well, possibly. Now, Stu is at the riverboat. Wendy's at Keith's, and, of course, Rose is at home, so I guess all the bases are covered. Look, if you're going to stay around here, why don't you go and make copies of that? Go to the duplicating room down the hall to the left.
You're offering a reward, huh?
Of course I am.
Well, how many copies you want?
Do it until the machine runs out of paper.
Gordon, that's what you told me last week. Now, just how many people do you have on this? Well, don't you think it would be a good idea to assign just a few more people, especially where the cataloging is concerned? Yes, well, you see, I'd like to sell this project, and I don't want to sit around and wait for months for it to go on the market. Do I make myself clear? Oh, I see. Well, let me put it to you this way, Gordon. If you don't do what I ask by the end of this week, I'm getting myself another law firm. Bonnie, I thought I said no more calls. Well, I changed my mind. Now, I don't want to talk to anybody. Martin, you don't have to do that, please.
Oh,
Sit down.
Make myself useful. You know, I thought I was the only one giving the private fits of temper. Glad to see I'm in good company.
I'm afraid my tolerance for frustration has gone right down to 0.
Yes, well, that doesn't surprise me. Just came from talking to Liza. She tells me you two are separated again.
Yeah.
Well, I was hoping that you could shed some light on the reason why she didn't do a very good job.
Well, if she couldn't tell you, don't expect me to come up with an answer.
Then I take it the separation was not your idea.
She didn't say that, did she? That it was my idea?
No, she didn't say that. She just went on and on about needing time and getting some space and, You know, to tell you the truth, Travis, I never did understand people that threw phrases like that around. Now, what is all this space they're bent on getting? Especially two people that love each other as much as you and Liza do.
Martin, she can't forget what I did to her. She's going to need a lot of time and distance to come to terms with it, if she can come to terms with it.
Yeah, well, I suppose I can understand that. I'd probably have a pretty hard time forgetting myself.
Oh, well, thanks, Martin. I really needed to be reminded of how much I've messed everything up.
Oh, now, Travis, I didn't come in here to throw any coals on the fire. I see you're miserable enough already. I just thought maybe there was some way I could help.
No, Martin, thank you. I'm fine.
Sure, you're fine. Your eyes look like a couple of racetracks. How much sleep did you get last night?
I don't know. The room was very warm. I was very uncomfortable.
You're staying at the Henderson Hotel?
Yes, it's close, convenient to work.
That's about all you can say for it. Listen, and unless you're bent on depressing yourself even further, I would suggest that you find some other accommodations.
Why? What's the point?
The point is to get some nice, pleasant surroundings. Any fool knows that the place you live affects your state of mind. Why don't you just move over into my place?
Martin, you're in no position to have house guests. You live in a hotel yourself.
But I live in a nice hotel. I got a big 2-bedroom suite. I'm just rattling around in it. So why don't you just come on over there?
Thanks, Martin. I appreciate it, but I don't think so.
Travis, you know me. I'm not going to be looking over your shoulder every whip stitch. I'll give you your privacy. Then if you feel the need to talk, we can go out into the sitting room and we can look out over one of the nicest views in the city. You can see all the way to the Donna Bridge. You'll have a wonderful time.
I don't know, Martin.
Travis, at least come over and have dinner with me tonight. Once you try the food, you'll be convinced. About 6 o'clock. How's that?
All right, dinner at 6.
Good. It's nice and early. Give us plenty of time after dinner to go over and get you moved out of that flea bag.
Martin.
Now, are you going to deny the fact that you need somebody to talk to, Travis? Are you really going to try and deny that?
I just don't know what I would say to anybody. And I certainly don't know what I'd say to Liza. I can't tell you the number of times I've tried to explain to her why I believed my father. But she just can't understand why I was so easily taken in. And I've run out of words.
Yes, I know the feeling. Yeah, we'll just play it by ear. We'll have dinner and then just go on from there.
If only I could make her understand.
One step at a time, Travis. One step at a time. I'll see you later on.
Hey, Professor.
Nice little place you got here, sweetheart. I was always fond of the big house myself. Kind of reminds me of your old decor in the office. Remember, you're kind of stark, like this. All you need is a bank of computers right there, your filing cabinets, your coffee pot. Professor, you got to help me out here. figured you wouldn't know it was me unless I made a lot of bad jokes in the beginning, so... Maybe I ought to say what's on my mind, for once. I'm glad to see you, Aja. I really am. Sit down, huh?
Why did you come?
Why? Well, I guess I just missed your being such a good audience, that's why. All the laughter, the applause.
Why did you come here?
Hey. This is Dane. I'm your buddy, remember?
No, I have no friends. Haven't you read the newspapers?
Occasionally. Why?
You didn't read the editorial on the day I was taken into custody? My apparent lack of remorse? My cold eyes? You know, I couldn't help but be afraid, picturing you reading that. And a lot of other people.
What do you care? Huh? What do you think we care about what some news hound writes? A couple of paragraphs. Somebody's never even laid eyes on you before.
But how do you know it's not true? How do you know that I am not some cold, heartless killer? How do you know that's not all I've ever been?
Because I saw what was inside. No, I had to batter down the door to do it. But for an uninvited guest, I think I saw a lot more of you than anybody else did. Would you agree with that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Hey, I'm here. Doesn't that tell you something? Look, I'm not the only one who feels very optimistic about your case. Your lawyer, for one, is very optimistic. Now, I've given him some information which I think he can use in a very big way. You want to hear it? Yeah, Dane, I do. Okay, Aja, then I'll tell you. Look, I talked to George Cousins again, all right? Now, I told Cousins that he's got to tell Liza personally what he did to her, that he was hired by Rusty Santel, that what he told her about her talent was not really a reflection of what he really thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, now get this. Cousins is willing to testify that he was hired by Rusty Santel. And he is willing to testify that it is his very strong belief that Santel murdered Tony Burton.
Oh, what is it?
Or had the murder done. Now, that's something nobody knew before.
Me? It has nothing. You're dreaming, Dane.
I'm not dreaming.
Yeah, you are.
Aja, look. The DA is planning a third-degree murder rap against you, right? Yes. Now, look. If we can prove that Santel himself was a murderer, maybe we can get your charges reduced. Now, don't you see? You'd still have to serve time, but you'd have a chance for parole. You'd have a chance of getting out earlier. You'd have a life left.
No life. I threw that away. No.
Aja, listen to me.
What?
Don't talk that way. Of course you have a life left. I'm not just going to let you lie down and give up.
You don't have any choice.
Oh, I don't.
No. I don't want you here, Dane. I have things I have to do. Goodbye.
Sure? Hey, now, wait a minute. You can't just dismiss me like some bad schoolboy. Like some kid who came to sell you a set of encyclopedias. This is Dane, remember? I care about you. I came here to help.
But I don't need your help.
Yes?
No. I never needed anyone's help before, and I can
I can do that again, remember?
I remember that is what you used to be like, shutting everybody out. But baby, I thought I got through to you. You fell in love, and it was very special, right? Okay, you got hurt. You got hurt worse than anybody can imagine, maybe, but still you did it. You fell in love. That doesn't mean you can't do it again.
Does he ever mention me? See, some people came in and they took me away, and he never even noticed.
Aja, I know Travis doesn't wish these things on you.
Oh, Dane, no. Don't you see? What? You see, the crisis is all over now. I mean, all the bad guys have been taken care of, and now I'm just unnecessary baggage. I mean, something everyone would like to forget, and that's all right. No, it's okay.
No, it is not okay. Look, Aja, I don't want to forget. I care. You've got to understand that. I care. I'm not gonna let you give up. You got that?
I meant what I said. Don't come back.
Now, wait a minute.
I don't want to ever see you again.
Aja,
God!
you don't mean that.
God!
Now, look, Aja, look, you're gonna see me again. You hear me? You're not getting away like this. You're gonna see me again. Count on it!
Thanks very much for calling me. All right, I'll turn it on. That was our news director, and Sonny's spot is about on. Do you want some coffee?
Oh, no, thanks. We've already had some.
That's all I've got to offer to my best 2 volunteers. Thanks a lot for putting these things up.
No problem. We'll work the area closest to the hospital first, and then we'll work our way over toward Gleason Avenue.
Gleason? You don't think she went down to that part of town, do you?
Well, let's hope not, but you never know.
But there's nothing there except tacky theaters and massage parlors.
Don't forget, Mrs. White, Brian and I spend most of our time down there now, and we'll be able to question the people personally.
Our guys on the street will be keeping an eye out for Andy. If they spot her, we'll know about it in 2 seconds flat.
I hope so, because I don't want her down in that part of town for any amount of time.
Look, don't worry, Stephanie. There's guys on the force that are putting extra time on this thing. I mean, when a little kid gets in trouble, cops care, believe me.
Just don't say anything about Gleason Avenue to Keith. That's all in the world he needs right now.
No, I won't. Where is Keith, anyway?
Well, he's down there working. So's Jenny. If you hang around here, you go to work.
Well, then, I guess we better get started putting these up, all right?
Oh, wait a minute. I think Sonny's on.
This is a special report from Channel 6 News.
Good afternoon. I'm Sonny Adamson, and this is a Channel 6 News special report. Ladies and gentlemen, a child is missing. 12-year-old Andrea McNeil has been missing from the hospital since last night. This is a picture of her that was taken last year. Andrea, who's also known as Andy, had just been diagnosed as having juvenile diabetes. Now, Andy knows that she's ill, but she doesn't know yet the very serious nature of her disease. Out on her own without treatment, there is a very strong possibility that she could go into a diabetic coma. Especially for those of us here at Channel 6 who know and love Andy, this is a possibility that we don't want to admit to. Which is why we must find Andy right away, and you can help. Any information leading to the finding of Andy McNeil will be rewarded with $5,000. So please, if you think you may have seen her, call Channel 6 right away. She's 4'3", weighs 54 pounds, has blue eyes, medium brown hair, and is traveling with a mongrel dog named Scratcher. She was last seen at Henderson Hospital, from which she was reported missing at approximately 10 p.m. last night. She was wearing blue jeans and a red ski parka. Now, please remember, this child is very sick but doesn't know it. Andy, if you can hear me, please come home. Go to any policeman or ask any store owner to call a policeman for you, or just come home. We love you, and we miss you, and we can help you. But we can't help you if we can't find you. So please, please, Andy, come home. This is Sunny Adamson for Channel 6 News. Good afternoon.